Hello everyone, my name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is October 2nd, 2022, and this is a special weekend live stream. This is a special occasion, and I'm going to go into why that is. But, typically on the weekends, I'll give a little short pre-recorded clip and send that out. But I thought it was worthwhile sort of interrupting my typical Sunday routine and waiting for the open of the DXY to really wait and see what the market was going to do, because we may have fireworks. This may be one of the most exciting days in cryptocurrency's short history. This may be the beginning of a bull run, okay? This day, this moment. So that's why I'm live. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens from here. If you're subscribed to the channel, you'll know that I think it's highly probable that we run from here, okay? Let's zoom out for a second. And guys, if you're getting value, please like, share, and subscribe. Zooming out, you can see, this is decision time, and I've said it before, it's now or never, right? You have this long consolidation period that you've put in for about 106 days. Let's see. Here it is. Okay. So 106 days right here, okay? And you've essentially formed a double bottom, okay? If you manage to go up from here, which it likely is the case, right? It's likely that that's what we're going to do. You will be putting in a W pattern or a double bottom with two vertices, right? Testing the previous all-time high, or the region of the previous all-time high, which is between 18 and 20k, okay? And completing this massive consolidation reversal pattern, okay? Right? Today may be the day, and I'm gonna get into why I think today may be the day in a second. But just for a little more context, guys, this is exciting. I'm really excited because if you look, let's go on the weekly. If you look at Bitcoin's price action right here, you'll see that, okay, this is 105 or 106 days, but this entire ABC correction, right, this massive ABC correction that we've been in since April of 2021, and this is the ABC correction I'm referring to, right? Ending in the double zigzag on in June. In June, yeah, I think. This is the three-wave move that corrected. Right here, let's make it opaque. So this is the three-wave move right here that corrected this impulse, okay? And that itself took about 450 days, I think, something like that. Let's see. 420 days, okay? So you've been correcting for 420 days, and this, my friends, is not a correction per se. It's a consolidation reversal, or what you can call an accumulation. It's like, you're going sideways. We've been going sideways for 100 days, okay? So I know some people are saying that from here, we break down once more, okay? And for a number of reasons on this channel, I've already outlined why I think that's unlikely, right? It's just unlikely. It's very, very little. It's a small probability that we break down. It's more likely that we break up from this double bottom and begin the bull market in earnest. So, the title of this live stream is Bull Market Breakout, not just because I think it's likely that we have that in Bitcoin. It's because I'm going to show you an example just in our watch list where that already happened, okay? We're already in a bull run, okay? And it happened today, earlier today, an altcoin broke out. And that shouldn't surprise us. Why? Because we're in alt season, okay? What is alt season? It's when altcoins, on average, are gaining against Bitcoin in market cap, okay? So, meaning, if you're investing in Bitcoin and in an altcoin, it's likely that your altcoin make a higher return than your Bitcoin investment, which is likely, this is not out of the ordinary. This is a customary occurrence, okay? This is something we see all the time. It's just, when in a bear market, the opposite happens, right? Bitcoin goes down less than altcoins. Altcoins plummet more, okay? But in a bull market, it's the opposite, and that's what we call alt season, okay? So it shouldn't surprise us that certain altcoins have already started using this right here, this consolidation reversal, and certain altcoins have already completed this consolidation reversal and started breaking up and out, okay? So we're going to have a look at that. All right, first let me take a break and check and see who's here, read any comments, take a breath. Osman, hi Dean, good to hear from you. Let's go. Yes, let's go, Osman. All right. I'm pumped. All right, so first, let's just look at Bitcoin dominance. Actually, let's look at the DXY because it's 6. One of the reasons I put the timing for this stream at 6:15, it's so that, the DXY could open. The DXY opens for pre-trading at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York time, and then it opens for trading in earnest at 6 p.m. So let's jump down in a smaller time frame, okay, and let's open up the DXY and see what's going on there. All right, so the DXY, ooh, tough. And we can see that the DXY, I don't know if it gapped up or down or whatever, but we can see a big, pretty, I think it's pretty. When we're talking about the DXY, if it's a red candle, it's nice. If I'm in a short, these red candles are great, okay? But I'm in a bunch of longs, as you guys well know. So we're seeing a big rejection in the DXY, which we expected at some point because on the larger time frame, we're in a strong downtrend, okay? So, up from these levels here, we did our consolidation reversal right here, okay? And now we start coming down impulsively, 5 waves down, 3 waves up, pivot, 5 waves down, right? So we're expecting that. We were expecting that, and this is what you're getting. And so, again, I'll say this. If you don't know, the DXY is inversely proportional to Bitcoin. It's almost exactly inversely proportional to Bitcoin, not to bore my regular subscribers, but I'm just going to show you that real quick. Yeah, I did that right here. And this is a chart that I made a bit ago, okay, last month actually, and it shows you the DXY versus Bitcoin, okay? So Bitcoin's on the top, the DXY is on the bottom, but this is a monthly chart, so every bar is a month, and you can see categorically, without a shadow of a doubt, you don't have to be some super sleuth analyst to see the perfect inverse relationship, okay? And that's on the monthly time frame. But as we can see, you can also see this relationship on smaller time frames. But yeah, when people say, oh, is Bitcoin finally going to decouple from traditional markets? And these are like professional traders, professional analysts, people who have been in the market for quite some time. They still think Bitcoin is linked to the S&P 500 or to the NASDAQ. No, it's all linked to the DXY, the underlying asset, and it makes sense. I've explained it many times on this channel. I'm not going to take the time to regurgitate that whole explanation, but from this we know that the important thing, the motor for this uptrend, for this bullish breakout, is going to be a massive rejection in the DXY, and we've been tracking the DXY for that very reason. And now we see that the DXY is on support, okay? It's on life support. You like that? So it's on support. It's basically on the precipice right here of this three-wave move, this pivot, and it's about to begin what we know to be is the largest, the most impulsive of all Elliott waves, wave 3. Okay? So you see right here, this is our initial this is our initial consolidation reversal channel, our AB basing, okay? And this is essentially the first wave, the first Elliott wave, wave 1 of, this impulse to the downside, okay? And after 5 waves, you get 3 waves, 1, 2, 3. And then obviously you need a pivot. You always need a pivot, just like you had an AB base to change directions after you got 5 waves up in the DXY. You need an AB base even on this small time frame to change directions. Sorry, my pen's out of control today. Do you see what I mean? You need an AB base to change directions for this 3-wave move. Okay, I promise I'm not even touching the screen, and the pen's writing. The pen's writing at a distance. It's like, I don't know, the calibration's wonky today, but I'm not going to restart my computer now, so we're just going to deal with it. In any case, I'm counting wave 1, wave 2. This should give us a wave 3. This big wave 3, okay, should be the start of our bullish breakout for Bitcoin, okay? And I'm going to show you now. So now we've seen that as I said in 2 live streams prior, we're cleared for takeoff, right? The stage is set. This is the stage, right? The underlying asset, the US dollar. This is what everybody buys everything with, okay? 60% of all world reserve assets are in the US dollar, denominated in the US dollar. So if you're buying Bitcoin, more often than not, you're going to be doing so with US dollar. If the US dollar is going up, Bitcoin and your equities, your stocks, whatever, is going to go down, and vice versa. So we need that dollar to go down, which it is, okay? Now, let's have a peek at what some other assets are doing, okay? Because I said we're looking at a bullish breakout in Bitcoin, but we've already gotten a bullish breakout in other assets, all right? And this is my watch list, so this is just like, all the assets that I'm trading, that I'm exposed to. And today, we got a massive move in Dodo, okay? And I know what you're thinking. Sometimes, you have these small caps, small market cap, volatile assets that just go up and down, and it's much ado about nothing. And you're like, Dean, we've seen this before. It goes up 90%, comes down 100% or something like that. This is why this is interesting, okay? It's not just that it went up, it's how it went up, okay? First and foremost. So to do this analysis, we're going to jump down into a small time frame, okay? And some of you may be thinking, whoa. 5-minute time frame? That's unserious of you, Dean. Nobody does serious analysis on the 5-minute time frame. And I'm going to tell you that in this case, yes, you want to go into the small time frames, because in a bull market, when you get big pumps, they happen really fast, and then the retracement's really fast. That's the definition of a bull market. In a bear market, the drawdown is really fast, and the retracement's really fast. That's the definition of a bear market. Or an impulsive market, okay? The true definition of any market that is in impulse, okay? Not in corrective impulse, but in proper impulse, is that these moves are impulsive. They're fast. That's why we call them an impulsive market, okay? And so you need sometimes to go into really small time frames to even see what happened, okay? So on the 5-minute time frame, you can very, very clearly see exactly what I'm talking about, okay? You start from here. Let's turn on our magnet. And you can see this is clearly wave 1. This is clearly wave 2. This is clearly wave 3. This is clearly wave 4. This is clearly wave 5. Okay, all this checks out if you want to, measure these and see, oh wait, does the third wave, is the third wave at approximately, 1618 of the first wave, all that stuff. Yeah, you can go ahead and measure it on your own. But this is a very likely, very realistic Elliott wave count, okay? And the fourth wave retracement, all that stuff. Now, from that, okay, and also, I would be remiss if I omitted the idea or the fact, this is a fact, that this move that happened between 6:15 a.m. and 9:25 a.m., so essentially in 3 hours time, yielded a 50% increase in the price of Dodo, okay, the altcoin that we're looking at, okay, 50%. I'm going to zoom out in a second, don't worry. So now, after it went up 50%, people can say, oh yeah, but it crashed. It did not crash. This is a very nice textbook 3-wave retracement, okay? This is a zigzag. And here you can see it. So let's zoom in to the retracement. Here, I'm going to pen it out for you all who can't distinguish or who can't make this out. You have 3 waves in your A, okay? You have 3 waves in your B. And then you have 5 waves in your C. Okay? This is what you call a 3, 3, 5 zigzag. Okay? This is a zigzag. Okay? It's an ABC zigzag correction. Okay? It's not a flat correction, it's a zigzag correction. It's comprised of 3 waves up, 3 waves, or 3 waves down, 3 waves up, and 5 waves down. Okay, that last impulse is a 5-wave impulse that you got right here. And what gives you the confidence that this is indeed a wave 2 retracement and not some sort of corrective move down? Corrective move down, meaning that this prior impulse up wasn't some sort of corrective move up. It's because your phi ratio is respected. Okay, why am I showing you all of this? I'm showing you all of this because I'm proving to you that certain assets have just pumped today in the bull market. Okay, and we're gonna zoom out and I'm gonna show you exactly what it looks like on the higher time frames and what we could expect out of Bitcoin given this, okay? So 5 waves up, 3 waves down to the 618, or between the 0.5 and the 618. This is exactly what you expect. Also, the time this took, okay? So right here, you took about 3 hours and 5 minutes, so 3 hours up, and then you took about almost 4 hours down, okay? So 3 hours up, 4 hours down. Waves of the same degree are equal or comparable in time and in price, okay? So you have comparability, you have some sort of parity in time. These are all clues telling you, okay, this is an impulse with a correction, a wave 1 impulse, wave 2 correction. What happens after, though, is your AB basing, okay? And your AB basing's taken quite a long time, okay? But again, just like we saw in Bitcoin's price action, right? It went up 5 waves, it came down 3 waves, right? A heinous 3-wave correction taking you down from 60K all the way down to 20K, and that lasted 420 days. And then you had 100 days of AB basing. Here you have a decent amount of AB basing, and this is just going sideways, 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 sideways. Okay, and this is just accumulating orders. Remember, every single time price wants to change direction on any time frame, we're on the 5-minute time frame, it has to put in some sort of A/B basing, okay? And A/B basing sometimes is short, sometimes it's long. They're hard to read. They don't have, like, you're looking for 2 degrees, but it's not always going to look one way or another because, again, you're dealing with corrective waves. So corrective waves can come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. But do you guys see what I'm talking about here? This is huge. Now I'm going to show you the context, okay? So let's take a step back on... Actually, let's erase all this. Okay, let's clean up our chart. And let's actually go on the daily time frame. Okay, and this is really where you can, if this is the eye opener, if you don't know what's going on, you zoom out to the daily time frame, you're like, oh, okay, I see what's going on. All right, so your orthodox low on May 12th, right, up until today, you have 143 days. So you have a 143 day channel, okay, and we can channel it if you guys so choose. If we can find the channel tool, you guys know where it is? I always forget. Here it is. Okay, so channel tool, boom. This is, let's say the bottom is like here, okay, and the top is here. Okay, this is a 143 day channel, and what are you seeing? This is, you can't make this stuff up. What do I always say about channels? Okay, I always say the same thing about channels. If you're subscribed to the channel, you'll know. The bottom of the channel is support. The middle of the channel is resistance. If you're below it, it's support. If you're above it, the top of the channel is always resistance. That's how to trade a channel. You want to buy the bottom, sell the tops, and you don't really want to trade anywhere in between, to be honest. That's high risk. You get chopped out, okay? And obviously, if you buy the bottom, you want to, give yourself some leeway for some wicking, okay? Maybe 61.8% of a prior breakup structure. Just give yourself some leeway. And same with the tops. All right, so we just corrected. We went up with Dodo, and we tested the top of this 143-day channel, okay? Which I'm alleging is a huge consolidation reversal channel. Dodo's different from Bitcoin, okay? Dodo's some small cap altcoin. Bitcoin is the king of cryptocurrencies, and it comprises about 40% of the entire cryptocurrency market, okay? But from a price action standpoint, you're looking at the same shit. You're looking at a consolidation reversal channel that lasted 100 plus days. And you're essentially working with, in Bitcoin, some accumulation at the bottom of the channel. And you're expecting a breakout to the top of the channel. Okay? And once you get that breakout to the top of the channel, if you don't break that channel in the first go, you do expect a rejection at the top down to support, right? Because remember, the middle of the channel is resistance. If you're below it, we broke resistance. Now we're retesting it as support. Guys, do you see how this all works? These principles, if you just get them and you really internalize them, you simplify everything. You don't need to worry about what the Fed is saying and this and that and all this, what's happening in Europe. Just read the charts. It's there. Read the charts, okay? Simple principles, okay, that are highly probable to play out time and time again. You have this 5-wave move up. You came back down. You broke resistance, the middle of the channel. You came up to another resistance. You rejected from this resistance. You put in a 3-wave move, and now you're accumulating at support right here, okay? Even if you're in some sort of, even if you can say, Dean, I don't know if this is fully impulsive yet, because, and this is kind of me playing devil's advocate with myself. I personally don't like how long this consolidation reversal pattern is taking. I know you need a consolidation reversal pattern, but if this was fully impulsive, you go up 3 hours, go down 3 hours, maybe add on a few minutes for consolidation reversal, and you continue. That's the whole definition of an impulse. The whole consolidation reversal for longer than both the impulse and the correction tells me you're putting in a zigzag, but this is still corrective. Even though it was, a strong impulsive move 50% up, right, and down 60%, 61.8%, this is still corrective because the time is off, and you have to add these consolidation reversals to the larger impulse, okay? So that's a bit of a revision on my part. If I really want to be consistent, and I do, and I want to play devil's advocate, that's not full impulse to me. Full impulse would probably have broken the top of the channel, okay? Which is what I allege is likely in Bitcoin. I think if we do get a fully impulsive move, it goes straight to 30K, comes back down, tests the top of the channel, and then gets on with it, yeah? So that's Dodo, and I thought that was just something interesting to look at because that's a big move, okay? And even if it's not fully impulsive, now let's go back to like the 4 hourly. Even if it's not fully impulsive, the idea of being at the bottom, and a lot of people are saying you're going to make a lower low, you're going to make a lower low. Like, this market, this cryptocurrency market it's very correlated. You rarely ever have things just doing what they want independently. Lots of times, everything's kind of dancing to the same fiddle, okay? So if I'm looking and seeing assets consolidating on the bottom of the channel and testing the top of the channel and then testing the middle of the channel as support and continuing, and this is not just, Dodo. I'm not only talking about Dodo, obviously. If you're subscribed to the channel, you'll know I'm also talking about RSR. I'm also talking about XRP, right? And this is just in my little watch list, yeah? This is just my little watch list, guys. Look at this, right? And I mean, if you're bearish, but more power to you, good luck. But I think the bullish case is clear here, especially in something like RSR that you're playing for, again, a very long time. You have 140 plus days, okay, 143 days in a channel. You're ping-ponging up and down your consolidation reversal. You accumulate at the bottom, you're consolidating at the bottom, and then you make a move up. And what's really, really bullish about RSR is that you made your move up and you're you broke the top of this channel. You broke resistance and you're consolidating on top. You're basically turning you're turning 143-day resistance, right? 143-day resistance into support. What do you think comes next? No. This is more likely. Do you see what I mean? Okay, let's look at another quick example. XRP. Same thing, right? Again, prove it to yourselves. Don't take anybody's word for it. Prove it to yourselves. That's the whole essence of trading. You have to be your own boss. You want to make your own decisions, and you want to make data-driven decisions that make sense. But common sense decisions. It's not about having a million different indicators and having a billion different screens. It's just making common sense, simple, high probability reads. Okay. So here again is an example of an asset consolidating at turning previous resistance into new support. And again, XRP, if you look, this is another 140 plus day resistance that you broke decisively here. decisive break of resistance, turning it into new support. Now, if you were bearish, what you would want to see is a stark rejection of this resistance all the way back down to support, and then consolidation on support for continuation down, for another leg down, okay? Short of that, the move up is more probabilistic. Again, we only deal in probabilities. We make common sense decisions, common sense reads, high probability reads on good data. Okay, you're seeing this throughout the market. I'm not trying to convince anybody. Obviously, I'm doing, you know what I'm doing. And my positions are really green, and they have been quite green for a decent amount of time. Obviously, they're not at their targets. My targets are, 6 months out, more or less. But this is the beginning, and I did take these many months to accumulate these positions down here. So, yeah, they're green here, but I'm not done yet. I'm letting it ride for the duration of this bull run. So that's pretty much it. That's the bull market breakout that I'm looking for, and that hey Colby, happy Sunday. That's the bull market breakout that I'm looking for, that I'm watching for, that I think is imminent, really. Not just because of what we see in the DXY, but what we see in Bitcoin, like always corroborating our analysis. Like, this looks to me a lot like what I saw in XRP, what I saw in RSR, what I saw in Dodo, right? Some consolidation at the bottom of a 100+ day channel. You're probably going to test the top, and like I said, it's likely that you break the top, retest, and then go on your merry way. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And why am I saying it's now? Not just because of the DXY, but also what I'm seeing in Bitcoin. Let me show you what I'm seeing in Bitcoin. Okay, so let me see if this divergence is still here. There was a divergence I saw earlier in the day. I don't know if it's still around. Yeah, it's still here. Still here. Okay, let me show it to you. So yeah, again, timing the markets, it's not like, hey, Dean, you said it was going to go like 3 days ago. It's like, yeah, you can be off, plus or minus a few weeks or even a few months. Who gives a damn? It's not about that. It's about protecting your position, making sure you're still alive and waiting and ready for that move. Like, I'm not a freaking magician. I can't tell you when exactly it's going to go with 100% accuracy. I said it was going to go many times. And I did genuinely think it was going to go. And it hasn't yet. That doesn't invalidate my analysis necessarily. It's just, timing the market is particularly challenging. But you don't really need to time the market, to be honest. Like, not time it in the way that people think you need to time it. You don't need to time it to the day or to the hour, You don't get extra points for saying, it's going to go now, and it goes 5 minutes later. Who cares, Like I said, I'm not one to brag, and I don't even want to show my assets, to be honest. But I have considerable sums in hundreds of percent of profit. Some of my assets are in hundreds of percent of profit, okay? That may be a result of using a decent amount of leverage, or just having bought the bottom of these channels, right? But, September was great. People said September was supposed to be bearish. I could have fooled me, The timing is fine. It's just, when's Bitcoin going to go? Because usually people don't really consider any move to be legitimate or, really official until Bitcoin has also played it out, and I get that. In any case, here's my bullish divergence on the 4-hourly time frame that I'm excited about on the short time frames. Okay, and this is a 4-hourly time frame. You see a lower low here in price action. You see an even double bottom. I love these double bottoms. On stochastic RSI on the 4-hourly time frame. Okay, That's the bullish divergence, and I'm like, ooh, something's gonna happen, okay? And I see what Dodo's doing. I see what RSR or XRP is doing. I see what the DXY is doing, and I'm like, ooh, next move is up and out, and it's a big move up and out. Okay, this is gonna be the move that takes us out of this W pattern, small time frame, to the larger time frame W pattern. So that's basically why I'm like, oh, it's gonna happen like now. Let's see. I don't see anything too interesting on the hourly time frame. You do see some hourly, some bullish divergence on the hourly time frame as well. But I think really the salient and the more interesting divergence is on that 4-hourly time frame. Yeah. So I'm not gonna stick around long enough for the open of traditional stocks, but you know, you guys can check that out as well. I do think that you're likely to see a bounce in the SPX. Okay, I know a lot of people are thinking that that's going to zero, but I do not think so. Let's see. Yeah, so it's very precariously hanging off a thread, but it's still at support. I wouldn't worry too much about that. And again, this is not what's going to move Bitcoin's market. It's this. This is what you want to see dump if you are in crypto, right? You do not want to see this, you know, do anything but continue this downtrend. As long as that happens, you shouldn't give a damn what's happening in traditional markets, and the traditional markets are going to take care of themselves. And remember, traditional markets are not in the bull market that Bitcoin's in. They're not in a bull market. Even though they're likely to go up for the coming months, this is not a bull market. Be very careful. Traditional markets are in an upwards correction, okay? In a bear market correction. So a downside correction, but you're going to see a relief rally, right? A 5-wave move up in this impulse. So anyway, it's just, you know, it's apples and oranges, right? What crypto is going to be the talk of the town, given the verve that it's going to have for the coming months. And, you know, you're pretty much going to see relative stagnation in the S&P and NASDAQ. You're going to see some moves up, but it's not going to be anything as compared to what you're going to see in Bitcoin and cryptos. Yeah. So yeah, just waiting for this move. Waiting. And we've been waiting for quite some time. 106 days in this sideways channel in Bitcoin. 140 plus days, as you can see in a lot of these other assets. What's one more day or two? But yeah, that's my analysis. Cardano, all this stuff. I think this is it. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna check the comments. You guys let me know what you think. If there's anything you guys want me to look at, I'm happy to look at it. If not, that's pretty much it for me, guys. Will not be surprised if I turn around, leave my desk, and some other asset is pumped 50%. And then Bitcoin finally joins the party, right? Oh, we didn't look at the DXY. I wanted to look at the DXY. Or not the DXY. Did I say DXY? I meant Bitcoin dominance. I do want to look at Bitcoin dominance before we leave. Okay. So Bitcoin dominance, and let's get rid of this. Let's go on the hourly time frame. Bitcoin dominance is at some major resistance, okay? Let's just go on the higher time frame just so everybody kind of gets the idea of our perspective, right? We have a huge head and shoulders pattern, okay? This is a massively bearish pattern, okay, on the weekly time frame. And we're at the neckline. And all we need to do to confirm it is break the neckline to the downside. And that is our alt season confirmation right there, okay? We have a lot of different data pieces that are pointing in the same direction. But Bitcoin dominance breaking down beyond this 40% mark is another one. Okay, so you're in your right shoulder. You've been in that for quite some time, since 2021 actually. So for about a year plus. And what you're seeing here is you have some sort of resistance right here. So now let's zoom in on the hourly. Actually, let's zoom in on the 4-hourly. Okay, you can see very clearly that Bitcoin dominance hit a wall up here. Okay, there's some massive resistance here, and it's just been trying to test it in this ascending wedge. Okay, and we know these ascending wedges typically break down, and they break down towards the latter half or the latter third of the pattern. Okay, let's clean that up. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. This is around the region where you start to see a breakdown. So this is looking like you're likely to see continuation to the downside after a final rejection at the top. Okay, it may be here, it may be up here somewhere, but that is going to confirm assets, altcoins, non-Bitcoin assets in the cryptocurrency space gaining value against Bitcoin while they're going up. That's your alt season. That's another confirmation of your bull market breakout. Okay, so that's Bitcoin dominance. Like, you've been stuck here for quite some time, and I do not expect, given that this is a 3-wave move, it's corrective, and you're getting some consolidation, which looks like some AB basing, it's likely that you go back down. Okay, so that's Bitcoin dominance. Let's go and see what. Let's see. Yeah, you're stuck in this channel, and I know a lot of people are waiting for it to break down. Let me tell you, if you're wanting it to break down, this is not what you want to see. Okay, this is not what you want to see. You don't want to see a rounded bottom. You don't want to see other assets breaking up and out. You don't want to see a move up followed by a move down. You want to see a move down. If you wanted to break down, you want to see a move down followed by a move up, then a move down. Kind of what we just saw in Bitcoin dominance. Yeah, ADA, all this stuff, I do expect it to follow suit, if not lead the charge. Okay, again, this is not what you want to see if you expect it to break down. A move up followed by a move down usually heralds a move up. Okay, but especially 3 waves up, 3 waves down, boom. If you wanted the continuation down, you would have wanted to see, again, some consolidation at the top here for continuation down, kind of like what you saw in Bitcoin dominance. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's nothing more to say. A lot of these altcoins look primed and ready to go. They look primed and ready to go. So for me, it's a question of not if, but when. And I think that answer is very, 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 very soon. It could happen at any moment now. I know I've been saying that for a while, but really the stars are aligning with the DXY Bitcoin dominance with what I'm seeing on the charts with Bitcoin and with what I'm seeing with altcoins. So Young Dasa says, look at Zcash, bro. Please compare it to BTC. Zcash. All right, let's look at Zcash before we get out of here. Zcash. Let's pull up the. Let's try to find a really good chart. When you say compare it to Bitcoin, are you saying Zcash Bitcoin chart or just, I mean, I always compare everything to Bitcoin, to be honest. Ew. That is a low data chart. I hate those. Let's see let's just do the KuCoin. Okay, that's better. Data. Let's do. Okay. Truncated chart. Don't know exactly what's going on over here. This is why I always try to find a chart that has the most data possible. Okay. Let's have a quick look and see if I can't find another chart. If not, that's fine. We'll just work with that. Okay, usually the Binance calculated by TradingView is a really good chart with a lot of data. Okay, yeah, but it's a wick. Meh, whatever. It's not that much better. It's okay. We'll just use this one. We'll use the Binance chart. Okay? So I'm looking at Zcash, and again, I don't know what's going on here, but I'll acknowledge that I don't know. Okay? And we have a big drawdown. Okay? Looks like a 3-wave move right here. Then it looks like a 3-wave move up. Then it looks like an ending diagonal. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Something like that. Okay. This is an ending diagonal. So that's a wicked corrective move. You know what all that looks like to me? It looks like a large complex correction that Zcash has been in since 2018. That's what it looks like to me. A large complex correction that Zcash has been in since 2018. That's really bullish because typically these ranges accumulate orders, okay? And once you accumulate orders, you're pretty much likely to break up and out, okay? So I think you're going to continue whatever you had here after all of this is done, and I think this is done, okay? Because you have 1 leg, 2 legs, 3 legs, okay? And we all know that corrections come in threes, flavors in threes. So if this is complex, this is a W, X, Y, okay? I think it's complex. It doesn't look like a regular ABC, okay? So that's what I'm seeing on Zcash. This has not been something that you held and made a ton of money on in principle just because it's been channeling an incorrection. Like, there's been very little pure impulsive price action. The only impulsive price action was with people who got in the initial sale, right? They experienced a ton of, pure price action, pure impulsive price action. Otherwise, like this is kind of, for a lot of market participants, for a lot of casual sort of analysts, this is probably a dead project just based off of how it moves. If you don't know why it hasn't really yielded strong positive price action, you probably think it's a dead project. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at Zcash. It looks good for continuation to the upside, primarily because of what I said. You want 3 waves. You want 3 You want three sort of movements, okay? Three movements down for continuation. And then obviously, once you finished your three movements, you got your consolidation reversal pattern that you can zoom in on right here. You can go on the daily time frame and see. Okay, this looks to me like the end of this ending diagonal right here. This is a tough read, by the way. I don't know if I was just starting out in Elliott Wave, or not somebody like if I wasn't looking at charts every day and like I hadn't seen tens of thousands of hours of this, I wouldn't be able to read this, to be honest. It would have just looked like a bunch of gobbledygook. But yeah, this is not an easy read. This is a 3-3-3-3-3 ending diagonal. Okay, two different types of diagonals, converging and diverging. This is a converging, so it's a wedge. Okay, and I think you ended right here on May 12th, just like most other assets in the altcoin space. You had an orthodox low on May 12th, and so you should start your channel, but in this case, the channel's a little bit, it's not straight. This is your channel for consolidation reversal, okay? And this is your 140-day consolidation reversal pattern that should lead you up and out, okay? So you have your A wave, initial break of structure targeting wave 4 of the previous trend, B wave, right? Another A wave, another B wave, a pivot, boom, okay? So that's what I'm seeing with Zcash. Okay, we're going to test the bottom of the channel again. Are we going to grab liquidity at the bottom again? Okay, let's see. Yeah, we're still, our bullish divergence on the 4-hourly time frame is still in play, okay? And if anything, it's even that much more accentuated. But, I've said before a big move, you tend to see volatility, and every corrective move ends in an impulse. So this is good. Before the impulse, or before the impulsive move, you want to see the corrective move end in impulse. And so this may be what we're seeing here. A test of this liquidity zone once more, or grabbing liquidity from this zone to go back up. Okay, you can see that here, kind of. Dodo kind of grabbing it, wicking below that midline. Polka dot still at support, right? RSR still kind of at that top. Ethereum still on support. Litecoin still on support. Dogecoin still on that support, that 786 support. Okay. Yeah. So Young Dasa says, yeah, Zcash is very complex. The chart Bitfinex has for Zcash USD has more candle info, but I appreciate you checking out Zcash. Thanks, bro. Looking forward towards the future. Nicholas says, are you following the Fed's possible regulatory actions on crypto? Isn't it possible we stay in this range for much longer, just as we have all year because of this? No. So in answer to Nicholas's question, I do technical analysis, not fundamental analysis. The only thing that changes a chart are strong fundamental causes that are not built in. So the whole idea, the whole concept behind technical analysis is that it's people who think Somebody said something and the chart just changes automatically. That's not technical analysis. That's some sort of that's technically not technical analysis. Technical analysis means everything is in the chart and it's been in the chart and you can read it, and that's why it works. If it's the opposite way, then what's the point of the chart? You just, listen to, your financial news and see if somebody said this and that happened. And the whole idea, Nicholas, of show me the charts, I'll tell you the news stands. And the idea is if you actually, chart this and, scientifically analyze what people say versus, what people think moves the markets versus what actually moves the markets, there's no statistically significant data proving that some proclamation, some Fed minutes, some this, that, and the third have moved the market one way or another. Actually, that's why the whole idea is behind show me the chart, I'll tell you the news exists. People always like to put a why, or they give a reason behind what they see in the charts after the fact, post facto. Okay, so Powell goes out and speaks, they're like, ooh, I knew it. It goes up or it goes down, right? But then he said something that's supposed to be really bearish, but the asset went up, and then it'll be like, no, because investors are trying to counter trade him or something. It's just, if you're a technical analyst, you can very well ignore what's being said, right, in the news, in the fundamentals. Now, that doesn't mean ignore fundamentals, because, and I always give the example, fundamentals matter insofar as the underlying asset is still valid, fundamentally sound. So, if there's news that crypto is outlawed and banned and something like that, seriously outlawed and banned across the world, and anybody who deals in crypto is going to be arrested, that's going to show up in the charts. And that's a black swan event. That's what you call a black swan event. But people overuse that explanation for anything. Oh, the Fed's coming out with this, or Biden said this. Like, that doesn't do shit. Read the charts, and it's been in the charts, okay? In terms of timing, when certain moves are going to trigger, maybe what is being said has something to do with it, right? Because a lot of times I'll see in my experience where something will be proclaimed, and then the move that it's been preparing will then go. I don't know. But again, remember, just think of this really soundly and logically. You're dealing with markets that are billions, trillions of dollars in size. In order to move Bitcoin, for instance, that is $400 billion market cap right now, more or less, you need a lot of money, right? Michael Saylor making $100 million worth of purchases of Bitcoin doesn't move a $400 billion market by anything significant. Do you understand? So I know a lot of people think differently, but this is why I do technical analysis. This is why I don't look at any of the news following the Feds, this and that, and the like. I've done quite well without looking at any of that. And not to say, you can't look at any of that, but I think it's not worth the time, to be honest. That's my answer to that question, right? If the Fed or the regulators were to say that, this is outlawed and, effective immediately, all of this is banned or something like that, okay, then you can see something. But all of this stuff that people say moves the markets, by and large, don't do shit. They don't mean anything, right? I'm looking for support and resistance, not, what somebody's going to say on a meeting minute, or, how somebody wears their tie during, some Fed meeting. Anyway, that's pretty much it for me, guys. I hope you have a great Sunday, and I'm really, really waiting expectantly, anticipating a big move any moment now. All right, up. Obviously, there's always a probability that we can get a move down, but I'm anticipating a move up for the reasons stated in this stream. Again, I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening and a great start to the week. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.